Hi, I'm Peter J. Ray. Welcome to Adventures in History. Today's topic is Dearest Mother, Love Ruthie. Ruth Smallshaw Ray's Letters to Her Mother, 1946, Part 19. 28 Water Street, St. Augustine, Florida, September 29th, 1946. My dearest mother, do I ever love you, mother dear? And I do wish so much that I could share some of this lovely warm weather with you. It really is perfect. At first it seemed so hot to us and still is in the heat of the afternoon sun, but we're catching on to the natives' way of staying in then. Yesterday was wash day for us, and I wish a few people could have seen Marion and I side by side at our little wash bins and scrub boards on the porch. The colored maid had finished Mrs. Averill's and asked us how we liked it. Apparently it's cheaper to have a negress wash than buy a washing machine. Quite the experience for us, though. It really is a huge house, about 20 rooms, and our two are about the size of our living and dining room, only wider. Just as I was getting in the clothes off the line in the afternoon, the two sailors from Jacksonville came peeking through the bushes. We didn't expect them until the evening, and since Marion was downtown, I got them busy putting up the pennants. So we're starting to feel more at home. We put the 660 sign Bud made for us in the center. Saskatoon pennant above that, and Marion's motto, catch them young, treat them rough, tell them nothing, above that, and the Union Jack and Canadian N sign. The fellows say that they'll soon have us substituting the stars and stripes. Oh? Then we have all our pennants up, 27 of them. Quite the nice wall, we think, although I guess they don't want to see another pennant. Can't you just hear me directing the procedure? A little higher, no, a little lower, to the right, up, down. They said they'd be hearing it in their sleep. We went to the USO and after a couple of dances left. We wanted to go there, but they didn't think much of the idea and didn't seem to like the competition. So we went out over the bridge to a place called the Dutch Tavern. It's a mill with turning wheel and all outlined in neon lights. Quite cute, and we enjoyed dancing there. A fellow in a beautiful sedan drove us home and wanted to take us to another place, but the fellows didn't go for it. They're coming out from Jacksonville again Wednesday, they say. The sailor is from New York and teaching me to rumba. This morning, Mrs. Averill drove me to church. She really is so nice. Her husband's dead, and she has just one daughter, Joanne, about 15. Talk about a beloved daughter. Has that kid ever got anything she wants? I don't know if I mentioned the first day we were here, they drove us out to a lovely estate, a house away in among the palms. The woman was a Canadian teacher from Ontario who came down here to teach in the deaf school and married a wealthy old fellow. Only he didn't die off like they're supposed to. I guess it's okay, but I don't go for the idea myself. She's had 3 children, has maids to take care of the house, a car, lovely home, clothes, but she doesn't seem so happy, although she's a very attractive woman. I guess there are 2 sides to everything. However, she has quite a soft spot in her heart for Canadians, and it was through her that Mrs. Averill offered us this suite. Suites are very hard to find, and 3 teachers are still looking for a place. It seems expensive to us, but everyone else takes it for granted. Connie sent the snaps we took and says that the other day it blew and rained something fierce, and when she saw the trees almost barren, she felt so depressed. I must write to her. Honestly, it's hard to imagine being cold. We just realized that so far we haven't worn a coat, jacket, sweater, or even a dress with 3/4 length sleeves since we arrived, nor any bed covers. At midnight or 6 in the morning, it's still warm and nice. It was funny, just as we were getting ready for church, although the sun was shining, it just poured, raining straight down as if a bowl were tipped over. 10 minutes later it stopped, and you'd never know anything had happened. The sun never even stopped shining. It's been bright every day so far. It was interesting to learn that the Episcopal Church was built during the British occupation of Florida. The service is similar, but no George V in the prayers. Well, my little darling, I'd better say bye. There are so many things I want to tell you. Practically every minute something I see makes me think, gee, I wish Mommy were here. I'll write again, and Bud too. Honestly, dear, don't waste time in school, 'cause there's so much to do and see when you get out. It's a pretty wonderful world. Love, Ruth. P.S. Sunday night. Hello, honey, and we've just come back from the beach. 2 of the sailors came along and drove us out there. It's lovely, the ocean rolling up in big waves, and the sand is wide, white, and hard. Hundreds of cars were out there, and we watched the skeeter races. There are cars similar to Jeeps that race on the sand, a 6-mile race back and forth on the beach. It's quite exciting, and sometimes the cars skid out into the shallow part of the ocean. We enjoyed it. You know, most of the people are so short and fat. Canadians seem to have much better physiques. I was about the tallest woman in church as far as I could see, and am I ever glad. I wish this country weren't so far from Canada, 'cause I do ever miss you. So far I get the mail at school in the mornings, here when I come home. Send the snapback you took of Connie and I. I thought you'd like to see it, though. Bye for now, honey. Love, Ruth. 28 Water Street, St. Augustine, Florida, October 6, 1946. My dearest mother. Hello, darling. How are you all doing? Honestly, Mother, the way the southern accent sort of infiltrates upon you, it seems ridiculous to hear myself say, I'm sure enough. But sometimes I have phrases like that going around in my head until they have to be uttered. The grammar is something terrific, too. Anyway, I sure enough wish you was here in so many instances, I think. Wish Mommy could see that. Yesterday was quite windy, and walking home from downtown in the afternoon, we saw the ocean 1 block over with the white breakers coming up and the palms standing out so gracefully against the sky. It reminds me of the Canadian Geographics. That's thinking backwards. It's rather rainy today, but of the most unnatural kind. The sky seems perfectly clear, yet suddenly rain seems to pour out of the sky. They say only tourists run when it rains. Natives know it's no use. Monday, and it's really rainy now, and yet we've no radio. They're almost as hard to get as in Canada, although there's a cute ivory portable downtown for $26. However, since we have no radio, we can't hear the reports on the hurricane that's supposed to be coming. The rain we're getting is supposed to be part of it. Maybe you know about the hurricane hitting Cuba and sweeping up the peninsula. Everyone seems to be getting prepared in the eventuality it hits here. They're buying up bread and candles because the electricity and gas goes off then. Year before last they had to close the school, and they had 11 inches of rain here and had to rove from one school building to the next. So far it's 8 inches of rain at Miami. This morning Zoe called for us at the door to drive to school and home again, so I haven't been in it, but it's sure peltering down. We've had several invitations in case this park gets flooded. We're only a block from the ocean, and the water has reached the level of the seawall already. However, it will probably miss. Soon know. Friday, Mrs. Averill had the loveliest supper and had some friends of hers in, also a couple from Georgia. It was very interesting meeting them. The way they tell stories here is so comical. They were telling us about Florida and that great big old high tide comes rolling in. Also telling us about the rattlesnake a man had on his back step the other day, so he shot him dead with his shotgun. A Canadian would say he shot him, period. Mrs. Averill had prepared chicken and rice like the Mexicans do, and she had Mexican plates in a blue shade with huge flowers on. She also had lovely banana rolls and pineapple ice cream. She'd made olives, salad, coffee. It was very nice. The sailors were in and took us out to a very nice supper and dancing. I have to teach Sunday school from 9 to 10 every other Sunday. If we miss, we get docked a day's pay. The funny part is they have all denominations mixed together. I went yesterday. Zoe drove me, and later Mrs. Averill drove us to church and home. Later the sailors took us to supper, and we came back and played poker. We missed Don and Ian quite a bit. I had a letter from Don saying he misses me and knows it's selfish but wishes I were back in Saskatoon and to take it easy on the Yanks, and he just has 3 years, 6.5 months to go. His brother Doug is going to play hockey for the Cleveland Barons this year. Good. Doug's wife and 2 little girls are going down. I had the nicest little parcel from Grandma, a gold pin of 4 little maple leaves and a beaver underneath. Was it ever lovely to get? I remembered her birthday and got a card, but didn't get it away, so I'll write. Honestly, wasn't that sweet of her? There's supposed to be a church supper tonight, to which Mrs. Averill asked me to go. I guess we won't if the rain doesn't let up. Honey, did I ever appreciate the newspaper you sent? Guess I'm not so far away after all. I'm beginning to like my kitties and feel at home a bit more. It was funny. I had a letter forwarded from Saskatoon school from Joe's mother to be read to him. Guess I'll have to send it to his new teacher now. Miss my other baby chicks too. Just can't see them under someone else's wing. Later. The wind and rain are really terrific now, and by the radio reports, the hurricane is coming up with a wind of 130 miles an hour. It's expected to hit Jacksonville tomorrow noon, which means here in the morning. The sailor just phoned me long distance to see how I am. Nice, eh? They're closing all the schools here tomorrow. I doubt if ours will be, though, because the kiddies are already there. It's been raining for almost 24 hours steadily, and nothing slow either. A huge branch of an oak tree across the street has been blown and broken off. In the last 2 weeks, we certainly have had new experience as far as weather is concerned. The terrific heat, and now this. The funny part is all the rain is so warm, and you still only need light clothes, although Marion has a bad chest cold. It's not good. I'm quite worried. Oh, I got weighed yesterday, and I'm still 130 pounds, as I was in Winnipeg. Mental attitude's good. The sailor just phoned me long distance again, but the lines are starting to get interference, so it wasn't very clear, and we were cut off. But the operator said he'd ring again when things were clear. He really hasn't anything to say that's important, though. Everyone is so perturbed about the unharvested orange crop that's being ruined. Reminds me of Saskatchewan and the hailstorms. It's a truly amazing sight, though, to see these palms almost bent, as if they'd be broken off. Oh, I found a clipping I'd seen in a Toronto newspaper on the train to Detroit. You mentioned it, but I thought it would be interesting for you to see it from another source. Well, my little honey, I really hope that you're well at home. When I don't hear, I'm afraid that you're still sick, dear. That's the only trouble with Florida. It's too far away from you. Marion's chest cold sounds like bronchitis or pneumonia. She breathes so heavily when she's asleep. What with our gas stove episode and her cold, we ought to have medical insurance. I'd better say bye for now and hope we get out of this isolation to post it to you. Write when you can and take care of yourself. I love you very much, dear. I hope Bud is feeling better and that he keeps working at school. I miss my Canadian family. Love, Ruth. To be continued. Well, that concludes today's presentation. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. God bless you. Take care. And I'll see you next time.